I get to go first here in this draft.
Very curious. I think there was a chance. So I will say before you pick that my number one was pretty easy. And I'm curious if you take them because I think my opinion may be in the minority that it's an easy number one for me.
So here's the math that I'm doing is the guy that, well, so it's a duo. So like if I'm rating one guy a 10 and another guy's a 7, but then my second place person.
Stop bringing your movie nonsense.
But it's like a 9 and an 8. 17 is 17 in my mind, you know.
This is not Letterboxd. This is
Letterboxd?
NBA.
Okay.
High level NBA analysis.
I will. Man, there is an injury concern that is affecting my decision, which is why I ranked these the way I did. So I'm going to go Giannis in middle. Giannis and this is a great question. I will go Giannis. And
can I just say before you say the second name, I don't think it matters that much because who's the fourth best player on the Bucks? Probably Bobby Portis.
Yeah, that's who I wrote down for the duo later. I just don't know if I want to go Holiday or Middleton. I'll go Middleton.
Okay, so
more of a creator.
For me, the reason I said the thing about Portis is that duo really going to get picked? Is it going to really, whether you choose Drew or Middleton, is going to affect where that duo gets picked?
The San Antonio Spurs roster?
I know. This was my easy number one.
I figured.
The Bucks, let me rephrase that. The Bucks were my easy number one. The second name is not easy. I would have gone Drew personally, but I don't think Middleton's wrong.
You heard me wrestle with it. I think I watched
Drew
Chris Middleton.
He's so efficient.
Yes.
Holiday. Yeah. He's become so efficient and defensively he just made the All-NBA all defense second team.
And I watched Chris Middleton score 41 points and tie that series. That's the calculation I'm doing here. More of a creator, whereas Drew Holiday, like it's honestly a perfect big three, which is why, not to asterisk what the Warriors did, I would like to see that playoffs play out if Chris Middleton is healthy. So, all right, my pick is done, and the Milwaukee Bucks are officially off the board. While you can still take someone from the Bucks if you'd like.
I'm not going Middleton, Portis, Drew. Yeah, not just yet. So I don't want to say too much because then I'll give away. I'll save my diatribe for it after. So I'm saying right now, I'm going out of order.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase that.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have even said that. No, okay. I'm just going to make my pick and shut up, and then I'll talk more later. I'm going to go Tatum and Brown.
Ooh, okay. I did not think you were going to go there that early, but go ahead, talk about it.
I think that it is arguably the safest pick on the board. I think there are question marks about pretty much everybody else, like even Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I love Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. One is entering, I think, his age 32 season, right? And one is, or maybe it might be a year ahead. No, sorry. One is 31 and one is 30. One is 31, one is 32, something like that. They're over 30. And we just saw a season in which Middleton, missed some time. Tatum and Brown is like, it's as solid as you're going to come. It's early. It's definitely early. But I feel good about laying the foundation, and I have a reason for picking them here, which I'm not going to say yet.
Okay. I think
I will speak more about it in a bit.
Okay.
That is all I'm giving you right now.
The wrench you've thrown in my game today, John. I thought I could wait a bit on Tatum. Well, not wait a bit, but I didn't think they'd be off the board for my second pick. All right, I gotta go with how I rank this then, because the injury concern is there, which is why I didn't take them one. But I'll take Kawhi and Paul George. As my first pick, as my second pick. Okay, there's a world where if they're healthy, that is, again, the injury concern made me stay away from taking them 1, but I'm perfectly fine taking them 2, especially since if they're healthy, we could be looking at the finals with these 2 matchups: Giannis and Middleton, Kawhi and Paul George. So there, Kawhi and Paul George with my second pick.
So I outthought myself.
What'd you do?
I had Kawhi and George 2 on my list.
Okay.
And I thought there were an obvious 2. And I didn't take them because I didn't think there was any world where you would take them, because you're always so goddamn down on the Clippers.
I am, but because of injury concerns, also the Clippers. The Clippers have made the conference finals once in their franchise. There's 2 years ago when everybody was inside.
Yeah, and I still think they're the obvious number 2.
I do too. That's got, again, if we're turning injuries off, there's clearly, also, we'll talk about this as we go. There's really only one other, and there's an age concern that there isn't an injury concern. I thought, at least. So anyway, your pick, John.
Now I don't have to hide anymore, and I'm done playing these games. It's not It's just
this is De Niro and Pacino at the diner. Look at you. Okay.
I actually had Tatum and Brown 4th on my list. I had Giannis and Drew 1st, Kawhi George 2nd, and I will take I take the duo that I had 3rd, which is LeBron and AD.
Okay. Wow.
Which is, again, that's another one I was like, is Claudio really going to take them? And I wasn't sure, but now I don't want to screw around anymore. And
so I will now out myself. I had LeBron and AD at 8th on my list. Yeah. Wow. John is off his game today. I'm glad I told you that for the sake of competition, but there's the empathetic part of me that's like, I should just let him think other things. Cause there's another duo on here that in my heart of hearts I want, but I know I can't, if I have a chance of winning, I can't take him yet.
I feel like it's the 3rd round of the fantasy football draft, and I've already, I should just pay my fee and stop paying attention because I've already lost.
You took a tight end and everybody just told you he's out for 6 weeks.
Something like that. You
took Deshaun Watson, and the suspension got announced an hour before the draft, and you weren't near your phone.
I mean, look, LeBron was an MVP candidate when he was healthy last year.
Mm-hmm.
My concern is actually not LeBron. My concern, because I think LeBron has one more big fuck you year in him. There's one more left. My bigger concern is Anthony Davis, just because, again, I don't love the long-term durability. Why I'm comfortable taking them now is because I'm just talking about the year ahead. And Davis really did not have a great year last year. And again, our boy, friend of the pod, Zach Lowe, he's gone on record and saying he thinks that Davis is going to have a big comeback year. Now, I think that's more gut feeling than anything else. Guy's still really good. I think they'll be good.
LeBron and AD, my number 1 pick last year. So
yeah, exactly. And I got him 4th now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the injury concerns do. I don't know. LeBron has a 65 game season in him anymore. We used that as a number last week when I asked you who the 3rd best player on the Lakers is. And I think he's a 60 game player at this point, especially if they're going to make him carry the load that he's going to have to with AD, who might also be a 55 to 60 game player. They are, if we're taking the health concerns out, this is absolutely like right there for the pick. I went with the duo that's a little younger, but I don't know if I went with the duo that's better at peak.
I'm very okay. Well, now you're up. I'm very curious to see which way you go, because you seem to have someone that's a duo that in mind that is like clearly your pick.
So there's some agendas that I'd be going against if I go with the next duo.
Some agendas that you'd be going against.
I've been vocal about a certain player that I think is kind of a loser, and he plays in I think I'm going to have to go with them now. So I'll go Embiid and Harden.
They were next on my list.
I think the duo is correct for here. I also think, to clarify, that James Harden is a loser. There's my drinking game. But that I think Joel Embiid is a top 3 MVP candidate as long as he stays healthy, which he actually, outside of some fluke stuff, has been pretty healthy over the past couple of years, which is why he's played himself into the MVP conversation. And, we'll see. I like the PJ Tucker edition, and they're a lot easier to put around. There's also their roster was so in flux last season. I now am curious if there's like a 62 win team there now that they know going into training camp, this is our team. This is our roster. We can start from day one on what we're building toward. And yeah, I'll go Embiid and Harden now.
I think it's the right pick. I think it's the right pick.
Okay.
Man, this draft is getting interesting early. All right. I think I'm back in the game. I think I'm back in the game. It's the 4th round. I think I'm back in the game.
There you go.
The 3rd round.